1,200 kilometers in 2.5 days. 3 off-road mountain passes, 2 GSs, and 1 JCB excavator. This is Send It to Sedges. The first leg of our trip started in Durbanville, and we made our way on the N1 up to the scenic passes of the Toitskloof Mountains, where there was a dusting of snow up on the peaks. After that, we approached the long, flat roads of the Karoo. With the sun getting low, we made it to our first destination of the trip, Prince Albert. We checked into our Airbnb and made sure that the essentials had survived the trip. A dinner was in order, so we went to the Bush Pub and cheers to a successful afternoon ride.
Cheers, Rick.
My steak was very undercooked, so Mark took this into his own hands. I petted the wolf goodbye and we called it a night. We woke up to a beautiful sunrise, left our cottage, and with little to no off-road experience, we headed towards Swartberg Pass. A 27-kilometer long dirt road, it is considered one of the finest mountain passes in the world, winding its way up to the summit, which is over 1.5 kilometers above sea level. Constructed 140 years ago, the pass was built by Thomas Bain and it was declared a provincial heritage site in 1988. The moment the kloof is entered, the sunlight is blocked off and the mountains tower vertically up on either side of the road in a dazzling display of contorted sandstone.
Yo, bro, just like look up, holy shit.
The road is supported in places by hand-packed stone walls. It is said to be one of the steepest passes in the country, hitting a 15% of maximum gradient through some of the inclines. We did manage to find a river crossing.
Oh, no, it's not.
And another one.
Oh my god! That was a lot deeper than I expected. Bro, 2 water crossings. Fucking weird adventure, dude.
As we approach the steep hairpin bends, the winding roads cause some hassles with our intercom system.
Can you still hear me? Mark?
These turns were incredibly steep and quite challenging, as you had to maintain your momentum on loose gravel while trying not to fall off the side.
I'm gonna maintain this momentum. I'm trying to get some GoPro shots of it as I'm going, but it's like, oh my god, are you looking in front of me as well?
Winding our way to the summit, the temperature dropped to a chilly 8 degrees for the majority of the ride. We found the famous signboard and started our descent on a very windy and cold mountainside in the shadows. As we crossed back onto top, we saw a signboard for a place called Kobus se Gat. And we stopped for some of their world-renowned roosterkoeks. We saw some dark clouds in the distance, so we got back on the road to try and outride the rain. On the way to Oudtshoorn, we found some nice twisties and then the straightest road we've ever seen. Our next challenge was Montagu Pass, which was the first road between George and Oudtshoorn, built in 1848. It's the oldest unaltered pass in South Africa, and when we arrived, it was moist. At over 17 kilometers long, this is going to be a wettie. Completely unprepared for rain, we had no idea what lay ahead. Slippery clay, rutted roads, and loose rock scattered the track. However, it was very pretty.
This is very pretty. this is fucking Jessic for sure.
We weren't alone though. We even ran into some brethren going through the same chaos as us. With optimism on our mind, we pushed forward.
It must be sunny where we're going, right? That's the theory anyway. What are we doing all this?
Eventually, the rain subsided and we made it to our final destination. Meet Richard.
Smile and wave.
He gave us a quick tour of his breathtakingly beautiful property, expressed his feelings for a machine.
I love that thing so much.
And then I stumbled across the most scenic stoep I've ever seen. Young Torben found his hidden present from Uncle Mark and he got a lesson on how to use it. It was a cold evening, so we got a fire going, and after a couple branas, the boys needed a toy of their own to play with. Mark's no doctor, but he sure can operate. The next morning, I replaced Mark with a younger, more capable rider, and we started our ascent out of Richard's farm. It had rained the previous day and throughout the night, so we were on a mix of loose gravel, ruts, puddles, slippery clay, and sand. And then we hit it. A hill that had claimed Mark's bike the previous day stood between us and adventure riding glory. Wait. Pause the video. The camera doesn't quite do the steepness and poor conditions of this hill justice. To illustrate just how thick and muddy the clay was, here are my boots.
Wow.
And just to show how steep it was, here is Mark engaging all of his calves to maximum power just to walk the hill and show us where he toppled over the previous day. Okay. Back to the most intense hill climb we've ever done. Quick tip, watch my handlebars to see just how much I'm fighting for my life. Conquering the hill, we were greeted by another couple sets of hairpin bends on loose and rutted gravel. As we peaked, the warm sun greeted us and we made our way through the farmlands and onto our next segment of the journey as I sang to celebrate our victory.
Together we made it, even though we had our back up against the wall. Yes. Whew. Oh my god. Holy shit, what? That's hairy, bro. I don't care what anyone says. Well, fucking well done. Getting up there. Yes. My thighs started burning because I was trying to put so much weight on the outside while turning in, so I fucking...
Built in 1862, Seven Passes Road is the oldest direct link between George and Knysna. Crossing 10 gorges and 7 rivers, it is 75 kilometers of pure bliss and meandering gravel.
Oh, bro, this is pretty.
This road isn't really technical or challenging, it's just pure fun. For me, I love the flow of the road because you are able to keep your speed while leaning from corner to corner and take in the scenery as you snake through the forest.
Oh my god, this is nice!
And that's that. Our adventure comes to an end. We hopped onto the N2 and headed back home. We hope you enjoyed the journey just as much as us. Now go out and explore.